after the preview of the game that we got to see with the Cardinals versus the Panthers inside the preseason game, the preseason schedule that we have that's coming up actually is going to be some of, if not some good football to go ahead and watch until we can hold off until the regular season starts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break down the games that we have that will be inside of week 1 of the preseason games. Starting off with the list, we have the Lions versus the Bengals. That will be on August 13th, along with the Packers versus Steelers, the Colts versus the Patriots, the Chargers versus the Texans. Here we're going to go ahead and break down these teams and just looking at how they are right now. If they're doing the same formula as we saw with the Cardinals versus the Panthers, we're going to be using their guys that we probably won't be seeing a lot of inside of the regular season, but these are also still NFL players, so they're getting a chance to be on the field, and that's what we love to see. Bengals, we're going to see a lot from them. Hopefully, with them losing a lot of the guys that they had, probably would be a great thing for them to go ahead and use the guys that they've drafted or the guys that are just sitting on the bench and see where they can work themselves inside of those, fit those key places that they need. The Lions are going to be okay, 100%. Packers a little banged up from last year, but they'll be okay. The Steelers are looking a little bit stronger now, and as everybody knows, Aaron Rodgers is on his revenge retirement tour, so we might see some still good ball from A-Rod. The Colts versus the Patriots is going to be one of those games. After the loss that they lost inside the Super Bowl, I'm really dying to see how they go ahead and use the pieces like A.J. Brown in them inside their offense to see how they're going to be able to manage against the new season now. Drake May, still a young guy. I have faith that he'll do well inside of, New England. A.J.'s always wanted to play with New England, as he said before, so he's going to be a lot more eager to go ahead out there and be a team player and go get the ball and be the guy that they want. For the Chargers and the Texans had a very strong defense last year, and I hope that they still contribute into that entire motive. That should be the driving force of them as of right now, their defense. They do need help on offense, and there's nothing that you can really just say how to fix that as of right now. You have C.J. Stroud, which I'm not writing him off just yet, but he definitely has to step up in some type of way in order for people to really still believe in him as the number one guy. Moving along, the Cardinals will be going into their second game with them playing against the Raiders also on the 13th, the Titans versus the 49ers, Dolphins versus the Commanders, and Broncos versus the Falcons. Cardinals, they showed that they were very strong with Carson Beck at the helm, so we'll definitely see how they're able to go against probably Fernando Mendoza if he's playing inside the preseason. We're going to see how these two guys go ahead and go up against each other. For the 49ers and the Titans, not really interested. One team is heavily injured, whereas the Titans, they're just a rebuilding franchise at this moment. The Dolphins don't have anybody that they trust that's at the helm as of right now. I really want Quinn Ewers to play as the number one guy, but it is what it is. Of course, Jaden Daniels is coming back from his injury, and hopefully he is still one of, if the same, not really the same guy after an injury, but hopefully he still gets there. And it's the preseason, so they're probably not going to give him a lot of reps. They're probably just going to give their second guy the reps, but who knows. Bo Nix, we saw he was a strong contender last year inside of last year's playoff games. So we might be seeing something even better coming out of him if he decides to play, or they decide to play him inside the preseason. For the Falcons, you have Tua. And if we're going to see if Tua was the problem, or we're going to see if the Dolphins were the problem. But either way, we're going to see exactly how he does inside of a new offense, especially having Drake London as a target guy. Kyle Pitts still is a guy that's on their roster. Their coaching staff is still there. So we're going to still see how he measures up on their squad. Then once you're rolling into the last game of August 14th, which will be the Buccaneers versus the Jets, then you roll into the Browns versus Bears, Panthers versus Bills, Vikings versus the Giants. With that being said, Buccaneers, with all the controversy that's going on right now, with them not wanting to really work with Baker Mayfield, they lost a key player on their defense, Vita Vea. They're just not really just a strong team right now in the eyes of the public. The Jets have good players. It's just a horrible organization if you really just look at the numbers, and it's not even a joke. I really do like their head coach. He's a former player himself, and I really do like him. He brought a lot of energy to the team last year, but I do believe that he's going to have to step up this year when it comes to the coaching, and the team themselves, as the guys that's on there, is definitely going to have to, step up. For the Browns and the Bears, we know what's going on right now when it comes to the Browns. They just got Jared Verse with this whole quarterback situation. They are starting Deshaun Watson, but everybody really wants Shador to play. Even some of the players are coming out. Besides Jerry Jeudy's hating ass, everybody wants Shador to go ahead and play. We saw the flashes in the pan last year when he played inside of the regular season. If he has a better offensive line, I'm not very much seeing anybody that can really stop Shador. He's a very mobile quarterback. He's a very decent quarterback. And people are just outright writing off Dylan Gabriel. I don't even think he himself even wants to even play for that organization anymore. Essentially, since Steve Stefanski is no longer there. When it comes to the Panthers versus the Bills right now, what can they do to get over the hump? I think that's what everybody's major question is when it comes to the Bills. Is can they get over the hump, and can they be able to manage getting over that hump and then going to at least a Super Bowl appearance? The Panthers. The Panthers are a great team, as we saw inside of the preseason. When it comes to their defense, it was live. When it came to their offense, with their quarterback that they had, Bryce Young, got to tighten up this year. If that's the numbers that your backup quarterback is putting up, gotta step up this year. And I like Bryce Young, and I'm just saying he has to lock in. As far as when the Vikings and the Giants go, Vikings, same thing. We have great talent that's on the roster. What are we doing? At least you have to be a top 15 team. Top 15. At the minimum. We got to do better. As a team, got to do better. Justin Jefferson is still that same guy. Hasn't really dipped inside of production. But J.J. McCarthy. And now you have Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray also has to prove himself that, hey, was it the offense that was on the Cardinals, or was this a you problem? And hopefully we see that and we get our answer this year. For the Giants, hey, the Giants definitely are one of those squads that is going to be fun to watch, especially with everything on right now. I love Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter is one of the best defensive players that I have seen in modern history right now for at least the 2020s. If he's on the rampage that he is right now, that he continues inside his career, we're going to definitely see him with a gold jacket in his future. I want to see Malik Neighbors. I want to see Odell Beckham Jr. That's a nostalgia trip that everybody is loving and saying that's been focused on inside of camp for the last couple of weeks. So far, we've seen him be active. He looks like his old self again. Jackson Dart, minus his political views, as far as him being a decent quarterback. I'm not going to talk about him when it comes to his political beliefs, but as far as a player goes, the motherfucker can sling the ball. He can play his ass off if he wants to. Also, with a guy like Cam Scatterboo. Cam Scatterboo was a decent running back last year. He is a guy that you want to run through a brick wall. And if you told him to do it, I'm pretty sure he would figure out a way to run through a fucking brick wall. We love some Cam Scatterboo around here. Then, last but not least, for that week 1 preseason, we have the Rams versus the Chiefs, the Jaguars versus the Saints, the Eagles versus the Ravens, and the Cowboys versus the Seahawks. Well, as we have already seen when it comes to the LA Rams, they just got back Aaron Donald inside of that field, and they have Myles Garrett. Everybody and their mother was memeing the shit out of it, and it really did become true. That's the scary part. This shit is legit scary that their defense has both 2 Hall of Fame defensive tackles and a defensive end. This is not a defense that I would want to play against inside the regular season. I feel so bad for the offensive linemen that have to scheme for both Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald. This is absolutely insane. When we're talking about the Chiefs, as everybody knows, Chief Nation, you have Patrick Mahomes right now that is still nursing that ACL. And then you have Travis Kelce that decided to come back. We all thought he was going to retire. No, he decided to come back for a regular season. We saw he's a little bit more bigger now, more husky. He got that new wedding weight, that new husband weight. That's exactly what it is. He's just a man that's been eating good, been sleeping good. He's been doing some things, and that's what happens when you get married or you got a girl. Simple as that. But he can still move. He can still run routes. They still got some key defensive players that are on their squad. They still got some offensive weapons. They did get rid of Juju Smith-Schuster. They did get rid of some other key players that was on that squad. Now they're just going through the motions. And hopefully the guys that they drafted go ahead and step up the side with a big way. Now we're going to be moving from the Jaguars to the Saints. Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence. I'm just one of those guys that he's great to watch. It's just I don't know what's stopping him from them guys, really just getting themselves onto a good run for them to go ahead and make a playoff appearance. They don't even have to win in the playoffs. Just a playoff appearance would do numbers for them. Travis Hunter, we just saw how he was able to bulk up inside of the regular offseason. The guy was a twig when he came into the league. Still was putting up monstrous numbers on his rookie season. This is now year 2, and this motherfucker looks jacked. And let me just say, if he's still going to be doing the ultimate two-way thing, great. Now he can be able to handle a lot of those hits, a lot of those big contact things that we were looking for inside of the regular season. For the Ravens and Eagles, Jalen Hurts. I love this guy to death. He's a great guy. He's a very honorable guy, but we got to figure out that offense. A.J. Brown is gone, so that tension there, gone. Next receiver up, next guy to go ahead and do it. Saquon Barkley, still a monster running back. If you need a guy that's reliable, he is the guy for you. When you're talking about their other weapons that they have when it comes to their defense was great. I just feel like just tighten up on certain things like those coverages. Everybody needs improvement somewhere. But as far as like the Eagles go, I don't have really too much of a bad thing to say about them. They were a decent team last year, and they were okay. The Ravens. Lamar Jackson is not the problem. It has been proven time and time again, Lamar Jackson is not the problem. It is definitely some offensive people, Mark Andrews, on why the team is the way that it is. And that is how we are going to keep that conversation in there. Zay Flowers is a great receiver. Their defense, amazing. I just don't see why. He's one of those, he's just like inside the Josh Allen conversation to me, is that if you're going to be a top 5, not even top 5, top 10 quarterback, you have to really realize that when it comes to you being a top 10 quarterback, MVPs are cool, but can we please get to at least a Super Bowl appearance? You are great at what you do. You're mobile. You're got a great arm. You still have a decent, play style. Like, you're the prototype. I just want to see you win, my brother, and I want to see you win a Super Bowl. Simple as that. If it's not this year, can it please be sometime before you retire? That's all I'm saying. And, that's just what that is when it comes to at least Lamar Jackson. And then last but not least, we have the Cowboys versus the Seahawks. When it comes to this game in particular, Dak Prescott just got divorced. Dak Prescott looks fucking amazing. Dak Prescott is on a revenge tour, and I will be firsthand to watch that shit. I am not a diehard Cowboys fan, but I am from the city, and we will represent our city whenever we see a motherfucker win. Dak Prescott is going to win. No matter what you say statistically, that man is still a top 10 receiver. No matter what you say, that man is still a top 10 guy that you can go out there, and he's going to guarantee you get you a touchdown when you need one. Now, can he please get over that hump? Yes, we are wanting him to do that. He is on his revenge tour. We will be seeing him very soon. Seahawks, they are the defending champions. Sam Darnold, can you do it again? You don't have the guys that you have last year. Can we do this again? I really want to see you guys succeed. That defense that they had last year, monstrous, but they lost guys as well. Can they get over that hump again? Can they defend their championship again? Is what everybody has on their mind. No matter who wins the Super Bowl, that's always going to be the number one answer. Not answer, but question that everyone has is that can you get over that hump once again, and can you make that something that you can build upon to build a dynasty? But that's really all the recaps that I have for this. Thank you guys for really watching. I really appreciate all the love that I've been getting on my recent videos. I've been loving the comment sections on me now doing other outside things outside of sports. Like I'm now creating a book, multiple series actually, storybook ideas that I have that's on my computer and on my personal phone. I am now getting into cosplay. I've gotten great feedback with that, and some of them were very helpful. Others not so much, but hey, you're gonna have haters wherever you go. I'm now doing my football content again because the season's starting to start up. The channel is slowly growing. We're at 202 subscribers. Great. We're looking at almost 3,000 now on TikTok, and of course my Instagram is my Instagram with about 800. So I mean, these are not $1 million things, but I'm glad that everybody is watching, and I'm glad that everybody is sticking around inside this process. I love doing my content when I am able to, and for that I thank every last one of you that watch my videos. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and this is your boy Sir J signing out. Peace.